In the case where you live in another state or you live in Ghana, I am on my way to the city to show you what it looks like downtown. So usually before we set off, we stop to get some chicken nuggets and drinks to make our journey a lot more fun. We set off from the house, I think 6:30, and sunset is around 7:45. On a day without traffic, it takes us about 35 to 40 minutes to get to the city. So enjoy the ride. As we begin to approach the city, you will notice that we have some pretty tall buildings on the left-hand side. These are called skyscrapers. The first building you will see when you enter downtown Chicago is the McCormick Place. It is the largest convention place in North America. So it's on the right-hand side. It's a pretty big place. They have like trade shows and auto shows during the year. So now you can see the skyscrapers. Some of them are pretty tall. Yeah. Next to the right hand side, we are approaching the Soldier Field. This is where they play the American football as well as soccer. Yeah, if you know the Chicago Bears, this is where they play. I did not get a video of the inside, but definitely feel free to Google it if you want to see what the inside looks like. In addition to this structure, we also have the planetarium and the aquarium, which is all on the right hand side. I mean, Chicago, downtown Chicago is absolutely beautiful. I know a lot of times people only hear the bad side of Chicago, the killings, the murders, but like any other city, you have some pretty bad areas. But yeah, I absolutely think that downtown Chicago is one of the most beautiful places that I have ever seen. I don't know if you've already noticed, but on the right hand side, we have the Lake Michigan. Yes, downtown Chicago is surrounded by the lake. It is absolutely breathtaking. When we came into the city, it was a really nice night. And so you had a lot of people on their boats, on the lake, just enjoying the day. Listen, I don't know why they call this a lake. I lived downtown Chicago for about 6 years. And yeah, this looks like an ocean to me. I call this the beach. I call it the ocean. Anything other than the lake. A lake to me does not have any waves. Pretty much has an end to it. This lake is just huge and just keeps going on and on and on. And so, yeah, to me, this is an ocean, but it's beautiful. On the right-hand side, we have the Navy Pier. This is one of Chicago's waterfront destinations. It is right on the water. It has like rides, restaurants, It's just, again, it's beautiful. You can go there. I think it has a movie theater. There's just so much to do over there. Yeah, and then the usual traffic. You will experience one of these when you are downtown Chicago. In this case, I think there was an accident, but once we got past it, it was just a breeze through. But on the left-hand side, you have a lot of buildings. Many of these are rental buildings, and you can only imagine if you live right next to the water, you are paying an arm and a leg for rent. But then again, you get the pleasures of just waking up to this every morning. What you see are still rental properties. So yeah, this is the beach side of the lake. You actually have sand, and on a Saturday, Sunday, you have people out there playing volleyball, picnicking. Yeah, it is just beautiful. On this side of the lake, you have a couple of restaurants as well that you can sit down and eat at. So yeah, it's absolutely lovely. If you're wondering what is on the right-hand side, these are parking spaces for the boats. Yes, the boats have parking spaces as well. If you want the actual name, they are called docking stations. We cannot come to Chicago and not stop by our favorite restaurant. It is called Mukase Restaurant. Mukase means the kitchen. Yeah, the kitchen. I do love to cook at home. However, I also do love to support local Black businesses, especially if it's a Ghanaian business. So yes, that's why whenever we are in Chicago, we make sure to support the Mukase restaurant. And you should do the same when you are in Chicago. This food is absolutely delicious. We are headed back towards downtown, and this time around I am going to go through the city so you guys can see some more attractions that we have downtown. We have some more docking stations for the boats on the right hand side. On our way, we noticed some police cars and ambulances. Later on, when we got home that night, we learned that somebody had fallen into the lake, but luckily he had been pulled out, so that was some good news. And as you can see, we are headed back downtown because you can see the skyscrapers again. Each time you see those, you know you are headed towards the city. We are approaching what we call the Magnificent Mile. This is really like the commercial district of downtown Chicago. You have restaurants, you have high-end stores, you have shopping centers. I believe this is where Oprah's office was located. At some point when she lived in Chicago, you have Michael Jordan's restaurant. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. It is a mile of just goodness. You have hotels, the Cheesecake Factory, you have the John Hancock Observatory Center, where you have the rooftop and you can see the entire city. You have the famous Chicago Water Tower, as well as the Wrigley Building. The list just goes on. Beautiful. And I'm glad it's getting darker so you guys can just see the beauty of the city. I had to go around a little bit because the bridge on the Magnificent Mile side is opened, and you can see that from here. You see how the bridge is opened. Usually it's closed, so you can just go right over it, but it was open this time around, so I went around because I had to show you the Trump Tower. I am on a street called the Michigan Avenue, which is the other side of the Magnificent Mile. I want to show you guys this attraction called the bean. It is basically a shiny object which is shaped like a bean right there, and it reflects the entire city. It reflects people moving back and forth, the buildings. It is beautiful. Definitely visit that when you find yourself in Chicago. So on this side of the city, the lake flows as well throughout the city. If you look down, there are restaurants. That is another bridge that is opened up in addition to the one that we had initially seen. And then right next to it, you have this beautiful building that is designed after a corn cob. It has a parking lot on the bottom, and then the top of it is rental property. Look at that bridge. Yeah, I just had to get down and show you guys what the water looks like on the lower level. Look at that. This is all commercial buildings. There were individuals kayaking that night. There is also the water taxi. What a night. I hope you enjoyed this trip to downtown Chicago. If you live in Ghana, well, guess what? You just took a trip through downtown Chicago. I hope I made you feel like you were part of the trip. And now we are headed back home. And say goodbye, city. Until next time. And if you're wondering what I got at the African restaurant, here it is. I got myself some banku with fried fish and some hot pepper, and my husband got some wache with goat meat and fish. And hey, remember, be kind and listen to one another, because it makes a whole lot of difference. Be safe.